Well, Sky News now understands the government is set to advise against all travel to Israel. That would be a step up from the current guidance, which advises against all but essential travel to the country. It comes as the British government says it is leaving the door open as it confirms that military assets are being sent to the region.
We haven't been involved, and I'm not going to get involved in sort of operational decisions for the future. This is a fast-moving situation. Israel has every right to defend itself. And we also are very concerned about Iran's nuclear deterrent.
What's the point of being an ally if you don't come to your allies' aid when they ask?
Well, the US have also been clear they haven't been involved in these strikes to date. We have in the past supported Israel when there have been missiles coming in. I'm not going to comment on what might happen in the future, but so far we haven't been involved, and we're sending in assets to both protect ourselves and also potentially to support our allies.
Our political correspondent Amanda Akas has more now.
So Sir Keir Starmer on his plane with reporters on the way to meet Mark Carney in Canada ahead of the G7 meeting announced last night that he was concerned alongside other Western allies about the prospect of escalation across the Middle East, and that was why he had taken the decision to send RAF planes out to support and defend British interests if necessary. We understand those to be RAF Typhoons and also air-to-air refuelling aircraft, in addition to the RAF presence there already in the Middle East. But yes, as you say, Rachel Reeves really expanded on that this morning, because the Prime Minister wouldn't be drawn on whether or not those planes could be used to help defend Israel against Iranian attacks, as has previously happened in the past. Just last year, when there was Iranian missile strikes, the UK was involved in shooting down drones attacking Israel. But then this morning, Rachel Reeves very clear that that was a potential, that it was about that sending these additional planes out there was about protecting important British assets in the region, air bases, naval vessels in the region as well, but also potentially being able to support our allies. So she was very much leaving the door open to that. She said she didn't want to rule anything out, but obviously it's a fast-moving situation. Also stressing the point, as we've heard repeatedly from the Prime Minister, Foreign Secretary, government ministers, that their key message is about de-escalation, about calm, restraint, focus on diplomacy, which of course sending out some of our defence capabilities to the region doesn't exactly tie in with that, but she very much making the point that this is the UK's priority at the moment. Now, of course, yesterday the Iranians announced that if the UK or indeed France or the US decided to get involved with helping defend Israel, then they would target in retaliation British bases, naval vessels, US, French assets out there as well. So clearly it's a balance, and Sir Keir Starmer's decided he needs to bolster our capabilities in the region. Now, what's quite interesting here is that both the US and France have publicly said that they would be prepared to help in the defence of Israel, which clearly goes beyond the UK position. We know that UK-Israeli relations are in a more delicate position than they have been previously because of the pressure the UK government's been putting on Israel over its handling of the war in Gaza, the sanctions on Israeli ministers as well. But clearly all of these issues are going to be the focus of discussions at the G7 when it begins later on. They were meant to be talking about the economy. Clearly tariffs, a big question there. The issue, President Zelensky is joining the G7 leaders there for discussions about Russia, but I think clearly this conflict and fears about its escalation across the Middle East are going to be the focus of discussions there at the G7.
Another new line to bring you from Israel now, and the Israeli national airline El Al has cancelled flights to and from many European cities and Tokyo and Moscow as well, and that's set to last until June the 23rd, a week tomorrow. So El Al, Israel Airlines, has cancelled flights, you would imagine, due to the current situation in the country, to and from many European cities and Tokyo and Moscow until June the 23rd.